So the Steam Next Fest is starting in 10 days. It's a wee bit scary because this game, Working Class Monsters, I've been working on it for about 5 months now, since I built the initial prototype. And even up until this point, only a handful of people have played it. Few people have seen it, not so many. And now I'm not saying that it's going to be front and centre of the Steam Next Fest. I'll guarantee you it won't, because it's got about 200 wish lists currently. So it's not going to be out there in front of everybody, but there's an increased exposure. There's a better chance for people to see it and play it, interact with it, drop me some feedback. And that's pretty scary, to be honest. So it's been a bit of a crazy week leading up to the run-in for the Steam Next Fest. But today, I'm hoping I can give you just a wee bit of insight into what the last few weeks have been like for me as I've been sort of crunching on this. I'll give you 3 wee bits of information. There's been tools that have made this way easier than I thought it could have been for some of the jobs that I hate doing, particularly music, sound effects, and then capturing footage. I've got some wee bits of software and plugins that I can show you, which if you're coming up for using something like that might be useful. I'll go through a bit of a mindset shift that I had as well, and then I'll just end it with realistic, what I hope comes from the Steam Next Fest. So you'll see the game playing behind me here. This is Working Class Monsters, and like I said, there's been a lot of focus the last week on making new music for the game instead of having stock music which I had before. So I want to make everything myself. That might not be the smartest decision. I don't think it is the smartest decision, but I've just wanted to do it. Force myself to make everything by myself and see what I like and what I actually enjoy, which I didn't think I would enjoy. I've never enjoyed making sound effects or music. However, that changed. This is One Bit Dragon, and this was recommended to me on a video interviewing the developer of Path of Acra, and he used this for all his music and maybe sound effects, I'm not too sure. But I had a look at footage of it being used, and I thought, aye, that looks quite easy to make music. The problem is I don't have any musical experience at all. I don't know how to read notes, what the general sort of rule of thumb is for making music or whatever. But this is a great bit of software, and I don't want to play it because I'm scared that I hurt your ears here, because I've always got my sounds all over the place. But look at that, you can fill with wee notes. Each one of these blocks is a musical note, so you can just you can fill that in with pre-made sort of notes, and then you can come in here and you can change the instrument that's being used, and you can add a bunch. You've got room for 4, and then you've got these wee drum kicks and shit like that down the bottom. So that's made the music making process actually really fun for me. I've really enjoyed it for once, and I'm quite happy with the music that's come from that I've been able to produce. And then the second wee bit that I wanted to show you is this plugin for our package in Unity. If you go to the package manager and you look for recorder and you get that, you get this wee window on the side which lets you record footage from your game, and it saves having to set up OBS or some other recording software and then kind of position the window properly. This will just act as if you've got the game taking up the full screen. It will record in whatever resolution that you set it to record in. You can do that for screenshots as well, so that's been mega helpful for getting footage for the game as I make the trailer, which is something that just finished this morning as well. And here we are. Here's the updated page for the game. New capsule art as well, which took me a hell of a lot of time, and again a lot of learning in pixel art. I've got experience in pixel art, quite a lot of experience from the past, but creating a kind of centerpiece like that was a lot more effort and a lot more time taking than, you know, creating like 16 by 16 or 32 by 32 sprites. So yeah, it was nice to see it all coming together, and hopefully helps to get some more eyes on the game. So that was the tools that I wanted to talk about that have really helped me this week. Now, the mindset shift that I was talking about, so the idea of getting people playing the game or having people playing the game, and it's been up on itch for quite a while. The itch.io version is still really the prototype, so there's been like significant investment into this game in terms of my time, effort and money really. So whereas before the expectations for the itch.io version were just like, if people don't like it, then I made it in a couple of weeks, so I can just get rid of it and it's not a big deal. And now it's more of a, oh shit, if people don't like it after I've put in all this effort, then it's, well, I mean, it speaks for itself. You know how that would feel. But the mindset shift that I took on is like, if people are willing to download the game, you know, spend their precious time playing my wee game that I've made, then that's pretty special, whether they like it or not. And if they've got the energy to leave any kind of feedback, positive, negative, whatever, then that's good enough for me. You know, it shows that they care enough to leave that. So it's been a wee bit of a cognitive, what do you call it, like reframing, of instead of being anxious about people playing the game, being excited at the idea that people can play the game, which has really helped me. And the last thing just now before the dog jumps on top of me here is, what do I want to come from the Steam Next Fest? And to be honest, I just want to be able to give myself enough space to fail. You know, this is the first time that I've entered a game into the Steam Next Fest. It's the third time that I've signed up, because I signed up for both last year, and for various reasons I missed both of them. So to be able to say, a bit like releasing a game last year as well, to be able to say that I did it is good enough for me. If I can get some content creators playing it, if I can get anybody else playing it, leaving some feedback, whatever it is, just learning enough so that when it comes to doing my next game, my third release, I know exactly how to go about it and how to get more out of the Steam Next Fest. I'm kind of at the stage just now where, like, in terms of like the stages of competency, when it comes to the marketing side of game development, and especially the Steam Next Fest side of it, I don't know what I don't know. So if I can go through it this time, I can see, you know, the numbers of downloads or impressions that I get from it, and then I've kind of got something to gauge my next effort against, and then I'll kind of know what I don't know, and I can learn that going forward, and then I can sort of refine my approach. Because at the end of the day, like, I'm doing this, and I know it's not going to be perfect, the attempt at releasing the game on the Steam Next Fest. It's not as if it's going to get me in the front page of Steam and everybody's going to see my game, and it's not like everybody's going to love the game. It's a great game, and I'm excited for people to check it out, but I'm still at the point where I know I've got so much more to learn. So yeah, just excited to get the game in front of people and get people playing it again. The non-prototype version, I'll need to upload the new version to itch.io as well, which is another wee job on the list. But yeah, thanks for listening to the rambles of a madman sitting in front of his computer, and let me know if you're a developer, if you're releasing something on the Steam Next Fest. Even drop a wee link to it in the comments and then I can check it out. So cheers for watching, guys, and I'll maybe see you soon.